Hi everyone, SCT Telangana, Class 8, Unit 1, Reading C, Part 1. In this video, we'll discuss about a letter to a friend. In this, we come across how to write an informal letter. So, a letter to a friend, Part 1. If you observe, you can see first place, date, and then at the left alignment, salutation is given. So it starts with the salutation. Dear Suresh. Now, normally people they start with how are you, hope you are fine, or else the person has just mentioned his name. This is Ramesh. I apologize for not meeting you during your visit to Hyderabad last week. Unfortunately, I had a meeting in my office. I remember how we enjoyed our childhood days in Manikonda village. Every day we played together in our garden. Our family was very big. There were 12 members in our family. I remember how we played in the moonlight. Our grandma used to give us fruits and biscuits. Our grandpa used to tell us fairy tales about the princess, warriors, and the village boys. So, here, if you observe this, we can understand the person has started with a saying, a clarity is given, uh, giving a kind of idea based on it, how to go about. Now, just the person has tried to tell about his condition. See, one thing he has mentioned, he was unable to meet him. So, this person named Suresh, when he visited Hyderabad, Ramesh could not visit him due to some unavoidable work or something. And then he immediately gets back to his childhood days and all, how they spent their time together. That's what it is mentioned. How they spent their time together is clearly mentioned. So the game they used to play, maybe the places they used to visit, all these things are there, fresh still in his memory. And the number of family members they were. Nowadays we will find only maybe four members or something, parents and children. So nuclear families, not even large families you will be able to find much. So they used to spend a lot of time together playing, going different places, visiting different places and all. The most important thing he still remembers is that his grandma used to give a lot of biscuits and fruits and all, and grandpa used to tell fairy tales about the princess warriors and all. So it was rather enjoyable. Okay, the childhood was really enjoyable. Now his present condition. So now I'm working at Microsoft, a software company in Hyderabad, as a computer program. So he's already busy, engaged with his work. And I am married and we have a child. My wife works at Dell Hyderabad as a system analyst. So you see, both are working, both parents are working, and they have just a child. You know, city life is quite busy. So everywhere where you go, city life, if you consider, it's quite busy. People may not get time to talk or anything. Like machines, their life will be going on. Morning they get up until they sleep, they will be busy moving here and there, doing a lot of things like that. The life goes on. So what do they do? As both of them are working, they leave their child at the baby care center and come back in the evening with the faded faces. So morning they go and leave their child in a baby daycare center and they go for work. In the evening when they return, they take their child, but they are not fresh at that time. Faded faces, they are tired already. We hardly find time to visit together, so they don't get much time to sit together and discuss and all things like that. How disgusting. We work with computers, think like computers, and live like computers. We have forgotten our family. So, family life is not really maintained because most of the time they are busy with what? All the works, things like that, thoughts of the work, maybe next day's plan, things like that. Life is just going on. And expenditure in town areas and all will be more. They need to keep up to their status, and also the salary what they earn may not be enough, so they need to work additional and all. So a lot of things are there in that way. So if you consider the life of this particular person, he says it is really hard. Though both of them are working and earning, that family life or life with that values and all, it is not maintained well. So he feels really unhappy about it. So you can see in the video here the life at Hyderabad. Metro is moving, then vehicles are passing by. No one looks here and there. Just they are all busy. People are going here and there, just not even minding who are next and all. They just observe straight and they just move out in that way. No discussions, nothing, no talk. Vehicles move faster here and there every time. It is just going on like that. Okay, so no one spares time for others or they don't try to spend it because they have no time. Their mind may be occupied with the work that they have in the office or in the evening, how they will manage things like that. Their life is going on. So I don't think they get enough time to think about all this or talk to people next. I remember how we played gilli danda, hide and seek, and kabaddi. So they had a lot of time in their childhood, and so they used to play a lot of games. We went for swimming in our local tank every Sunday. Here we live in an apartment where there is no room to play. So you can see village life and all, it is really enjoyable. You get a lot of time. You move here and there, play and all things like that. A lot of things are there. Life you really enjoy. But here what happened is that they don't have enough time. Being in apartment and all, they don't have time. No place also. Here we live in an apartment where there is no room to play. A flat is a world just like a well for a frog. So that's how their world is that apartment. Further, they are not able to do anything. They just live their life in that way. Nothing else they do. How happy we were in our school. We used to sit in the same row, did all the work together, and took part in the events. I remember how Padmanabhaya sir, our class teacher, appreciated us when we got the first prize in district fair. I remember how we went on a picnic to Koil Saga. There we went boating. One or two to Sri Salem was memorable. So he has a lot of memories based on his childhood. But now his life is entirely different. And he has, in fact, nothing to cherish in that way. Okay? Based on the present condition. But when he thinks about his childhood days and a lot of things are there in his memory. A lot of things are going on in his mind. Still, I remember the green hills full of trees that almost touch the sky. I remember the roaring of the Krishna River at the dam. There is nothing here. I wonder at my child's silence. He always sits in front of the computer and plays games, never caring for anyone. That's how present days the children grow. They are always busy with the mobile and they sit with that. Even if it is not needed also, they try to spend a lot of time on that. Children, they don't go out or they don't play. They sit and watch serials or maybe playing games, new items may be there. But if you consider village children and all, they don't have much idea about the technology, things like that and all. And they move about, go everywhere. They will be physically very strong too. That's the advantage. They will be physically very strong. And now here his condition is that childhood days and all it was good, but he is not able to give his child the same enjoyment that he had during his childhood days. So he feels bad that his life is spent just like a computer. That's how it is going on. Thank you. This is the end of part 1. We will see the rest of the lesson in part 2.